Today, as we begin our session beyond meditation and really getting attuned to the human vibe. The human vibe is the vibe of love. When a human becomes a being, it really is all about being love. And the vibe of love, as so many of you have heard me say before, is an amplification vibe. And each one of us, as we give out love, we touch at least 740,000 people. Each time we give out love, that's what happens. So you can imagine just in this gathering alone, how many multi-millions of people we are touching with the vibe of love that we are giving out. And this particular session is primarily, I've been guided to share it. It arrived as a download to prepare us exactly for this time. This time when the new energies of the new world are completely anchored. All the 10 principles of the new norm are fully anchored. The planet has rebirthed itself, and it has chosen to do that by transforming itself. And as it has done that, it is time for us to amplify this complete harmonious union between the soul being and this human form. And in doing so, we complete the triangle of the soul being, which is the essence of the creator within us, the human form, which is an amplification vessel, and the presence of the creator energy itself. So the intention of these sessions is to bring that union about, and to dissolve, release once and for all that very deep-seated conflict everything is a vibration, right? It's a vibe of conflict where the soul being that is expansive, that is eternal, that is omnipresent, feels confined in the human form. And when the soul being, which is such a high vibrational frequency, operates from a space of feeling confined and attributes that it's conflict in being confined to a human form, the human form actually gets depleted. And it starts operating from a lower vibrational frequency. So many of you have asked me, the one thing that I felt deep within that I was looking forward to, that we will get over this human existence and my soul is going to re-emerge as a soul being. And that was something that people said they were looking forward to. And then here I am actually getting the soul to acknowledge itself as a human, to receive itself as a human and accept itself as a human. And it was like, no, it can't be. It feels difficult to accept that. And the reality is that everything is created with a very specific intention. Everything is a vibration. And the vibrational coming together of the soul being and the human form brings about a harmonious, conflict-free expression of who we truly are. It makes it easier for us to operate from our truth. It enables us to bring forth the beauty that we are. And it shines through. So today, I want to focus my attention very specifically on the human form itself. And in the practice that we are about to begin, I'm going to invite each one of you to be very anchored in your human form. And in being anchored in your human form, you will allow yourself in this human form, receive the acknowledgement of the soul being. And as you receive the acknowledgement of the soul being, The soul being isn't acknowledging you in a patronizing way. It is actually acknowledging itself as a human, acknowledging itself where it receives itself. It goes even further, receives itself as a human, and it accepts itself as a human. Today, I'm going to focus your attention on you, on each one of you. So as each one of you gets into that space of perfect harmony between the soul being and the human form, and you bring into you the vibe of the Creator in its pure expression, we will, as we come towards the end of our practice, holographically invoke and activate the spread of the vibe that would have arisen as a result of all of us coming together and performing this practice. It is called Beyond Meditation because it is something that goes way, way, way back from the time that this whole concept of the essence of consciousness that the Creator created us as, and it lodged itself in the form that we call soul. And that soul was going to be expressing itself for the first time through the human form. This conflict actually got established at that point in time. And in doing what we do, we are literally releasing it. Because a conflict got formed, and a trauma also got lodged, a trauma of separation from source. And as the conflict is released, the trauma is resolved and dissolved. And it's that experience of being home. It's not even coming home. You know, you've heard me talk about coming home. It actually is the experience of being home. So let's begin. Just imagine the base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth. It's connected to the core of the earth through a golden cord. The golden cord has within it the vibrational frequency of precious metal gold. The precious metal gold is a very powerful nurturer and nourisher of our nervous system and all the cells that make up the nervous system. The nervous system for us is a little bit like a hammock. It's as if when it's in perfect form, it's like we are constantly, being carried around in the most comfortable hammock possible. The precious metal gold also has a very specific nourishing effect on the cells that make up our brain. And as a result of that, it brings the brain to its innate vibrational frequency. And as a result, any debris that is collected, which can happen through pollutants, as well as through parasites and stuff, any debris that is collected in between the brain lobes literally gets released. It gets transmutated first so that it can actually be released through our normal excretory system. And that's why the golden cord is used to anchor you and connect you to the core of the earth. The meteor shungite is in great service of us as humans at this time, especially as we are going through a phase where there's a little bit of 2 or 3 worlds coexisting. So all the negative vibes literally get neutralized. They get neutralized from your field. So each person, each of you that is here in your field, the negative vibes are neutralized, and it starts to, we are getting to a point where any lower forms of energies, any negative vibes, any pollutants that could cause damage and harm you, actually the experience becomes like water off a duck's back. They don't penetrate you at a cellular level. By having this shungite in our anchoring cord, it enables that to happen. And for now, I'm also guided to bring in the presence of the precious stone emerald. And it's all about really opening up our heart chakra and the heart region with this monochromatic green light. And in doing so, it starts to unblock the heart chakra. The unblocking of the heart is usually blocked by grief. So there must be a very specific reason why they want to use the green stone emerald to unblock grief from our heart. That enables the heart to return to its innate vibe of presence, presencing the now. In your hands, each one of you is presented with the vibrational frequency of ruby. And ruby is like your own personal red button that you continue to have forever. And if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel out of sorts, if you feel like, disheveled in any way, you just press that red ruby button and the core of the earth will take away that which no longer serves you. You're scanning your body from the top of your crown and going all the way down to the tips of your toes. And you're scanning it in concentric circles. You go from the front of your forehead, the back of your head, and scan everything in between. You go to the front of your nose and the back of your head again and scan everything in between. The front of your mouth and the back of your head, the top of your neck, and scan everything in between. You may feel a bit of tingling in your scalp. Your ears may crackle a little bit. If your tongue is touching the top of the palate, just allow it to drop down into your mouth. Your gums are being recalibrated. The canals of every tooth, each tooth has many, many canals that connect to the brain and other organs. They're all being cleared out of energies that no longer serve. The front of your chest, the back of your upper back, and everything in between. The front of your waist and the back of your middle back, and everything in between. The front of your abdomen and the back of your lower back, and you're scanning everything in between. You're scanning your pelvic cavity, your abdominal cavity, your excretory system, your endocrine system, your digestive system, your reproductive system, your skeletal system, your lymphatic system. All of these are being cleared of any excess energies and any energies that no longer serve. The top of your thigh is the back of your thigh. The front of your knee, the back of your knee. The front of your shin, the back of your calf muscles, and everything in between. We actually work with the heart and we clear it and all the major blood vessels that begin from the heart and end in the heart are actually being cleared out through the work that we are doing with your diverticular veins in your calf muscles. The top of your ankle, the base of your heel, the top of your feet, the base of your feet, the top of your toes, the base of your toes, the tips of your toes, the tips of your fingers. All of that is just literally being scanned, and any energies that no longer serve are being cleared out. We're going to first of all align ourselves with a 9-4-6 breath. Not only are we aligning ourselves, we are one of the early groups in the world that is actually working with opening up all the 13 chakras and feeling so blessed that we have the 9-4-6 breaths to do it in. As you breathe into the count of 9, just imagine that all the 9 chakras are opening up and getting aligned and activated and getting into the attunement of the human vibe. You then hold your breath to 4, and we have 4 additional chakras that get attuned to the human vibe. And then you're going to breathe out to the count of 6. You're going to do that, and then we're going to go into the human vibe chant. And that is the human vibe attunement. And this time, like I said, the moment we begin the human vibe, I want you to remain completely anchored in your human form. And as you are saying the chant, see yourself as the soul being that you are, and address yourself in this human form. And in the human form, receive that acknowledgement. Recognize and honor your own worthiness, which is dignity. As you see the soul being, which is in the highest vibrational frequency of all creation, receive itself as a human and accept itself as a human. And as you remain anchored in the human form, honoring yourself, receiving this acknowledgement, knowing that you have something that is so worthy to be received and accepted by this soul being, you rise. It's as if you become taller. Your cerebral spinal fluid starts to move in a very powerful way. Your lung sac opens up and your breath becomes even deeper. My communication is always a cellular communication. So yes, I use the words in English and the dots connect and you hear it as such. And I'm communicating to you as a vibrational being made up of a collection of vibrations that make up your physical presence and the presence of your field. So as a result, the communication that comes through me actually is received at a cellular level. So you keep receiving the benefit of it as your cells, over the next several hours, and in fact, even several days, cleanse themselves and get recalibrated and attuned to the human vibe. What we'll be doing today, when you're stationed in your human form, is actually going to result in big beaming smiles. And your big beaming smiles are really going to beam up the vibe of you and what you are here to cause. And as they beam up, the universe picks up those beams. And it's a little bit like beam down, Scotty, as opposed to beam me up, Scotty, where the universe receives the instructions and brings to you all resources, all connections, all opportunities that are here to serve you. Realize the calling of your soul being, expressing itself in this human form. So let's breathe into the count of 9, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 6. We are going to do 3 such breaths, and then we are going to go into the human vibe attunement. So breathe into the count of 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anchor yourself, experiencing the opening of the 13 chakras that are now activated and invoked. And there are very few that are already operating this way, and you are amongst those few. It has a very direct impact on your immune systems. Focus your attention into your heart. And this time, I would like you to take your right hand and put it over your navel. And take your left hand and just put it over your throat. Your heart is engaged. And as you do the human vibe attunement, you're connecting your identity as in this human form And the expression of that identity through your throat is being connected. All the dots are being connected. And you're just holding your hands there very gently. So let's begin. This is the soul being communicating to your human form. And your human form is anchored and is receiving the acknowledgement and honoring itself as it sees this omnipresent soul being receive itself as a human. And when the soul being says, I accept myself as a human, you in your human form accept the acceptance. And in doing so, everything comes together. And you rise into the vibrational frequency of your soul essence. So let's begin. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. You can relax your hands and just put them over your thighs, palms facing up, and continue the attunement. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. And in doing so, we are anchoring the vibrational frequency of the union between the soul being and the human form with our Creator. And we are going to get into a whole brain state around it. Your human form calls for a whole brain state. This conflict that exists within us creates an energetic fracture which separates the left and the right brain. It's actually meant to be completely integrated. So we're going to do the 9-4-6 breath with a very specific intention to bring about that complete repair of the separation between the left and the right brain, the energetic fracture as we call it. And you get into a whole brain state. So with every breath you take, every step you take, every choice you make, every decision you communicate, you are integrated, united, in harmony with the whole being that you are. So breathe in to the count of 9, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 6. So breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, hold 2, 3, 4, breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, hold 2, 3, 4, breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you sit there with your eyes closed, see yourself being in the center of a torus-like movement. And this beautiful energy of love that is moving into you and moving out of you and moving back into you, further amplified and healed. And it's moving out again. There is a momentum in that movement that is activated. Take your hands in front of your heart and rub them against each other. Put them over your eyes. Take them on top of your head, the back of your head, on either side of your neck. And do an energy sweep and blow on your palms. We always like to complete with one word that you are present to. So please go ahead and chat in the chat one word that you're present to. And those of you who wish to leave, you can leave. Our session is complete. And I look forward to receiving your one words and sharing those. And remember, each of these words are your words and they are in our field. So allow yourself to receive them as much as Gaurav and I will receive them. Nothing comes in our presence that we haven't asked for. So these words have powerful healing vibrations. So allow yourself to receive them. They also have the vibration of celebration. And celebration is the vibe of this new norm. It's all about rejoicing. So receive these words in celebration of you, in honoring of you, in the coming together of you. Blessings, wholeness, calm, so peaceful, dear one. There's awesome reverence, coherence, wellness, appreciation, anchored, grace, thanks, thanks, and thanks. Unified, love, balance, rested, dignity, grace, solidified, protection, love, coherence, wholeness, surrender, unity, transported, You know, it's a very deep form of rest. So if you feel that you just haven't got enough time to sleep, this whole human vibe attunement takes you into such a deep state of rest. It's very powerful, very nourishing and nurturing. There's more dignity and more grace that is coming our way. More love and more love. Surrender, unity, transported. More gratitude, more thanks, more joyful. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. This Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6 a.m. on Friday morning India time, 1:30 in the morning at UK time. We are actually kickstarting the next series. And this next series is anchored in the new industry, which is the relationship industry. And I have been downloaded the 12-step program for exquisite, enchanting relationships. And it's relationships in all areas of our life. With ourselves, with each other, with our loved ones, with our lovers, our husband, wife, the environment, business, career, everything. So it's the new era 12-step program that I know will go very, very far. Thank you all. I look forward to seeing you there. Same link, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 6 a.m. on Friday morning India time, and 1:30 UK time. Just join us there. Thank you.